Hey everyone, Mr. Devil here, Kenny Danico, three-time Stanley Cup champion of the New Jersey Devils, and you're listening to the Uncle Pucker's New Jersey Devils podcast. Let's go Devils!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Uncle Puckers. I'm Chris, along with Bob. We are actually flying a little shorthanded today, right? Tim is en route to Annapolis to go visit some family, and we think Tony fell asleep. So,
Oh, wait, you didn't fire him?
Which one?
Tim?
No, I didn't fire him. It's like a soft suspension. Let's just call it that.
You got no balls. You have more balls.
So how you been, Bob?
Been good. Been busy. Just watched a very fun game. Remember when hockey was fun?
Yeah. The last two
It
games have kind of been fun.
It's been fun. A couple wins does the body good. You know, you could see now you look at the numbers a little differently and say, oh, yeah, they won the two. They're a lot closer in the points. We make a lot of big deal of the points, even though everybody's like held together by an ass hair.
Yeah.
So if they could just keep it rolling, maybe we can stop being so negative.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, Dubs. That is so funny that he wrote that. Dougie Hamilton goal trade value has skyrocketed. Yeah. Like right after the goal, Tim texted us in the group thread. Great, trade him now while he has high value. So yeah, everybody's on the same page.
Multiplied his value by about 26, as a matter of fact. Jesus.
Man, look, the whole team today played a really good game. I mean, this was exactly what you needed to see. 4-1. Probably should have had the shutout, but man, Markey played great. The defense played great. You had all the guys that need to get on the board: Meyer, Nico, Bratt, even especially Dougie. That was big.
No, it's really huge. It's huge the way they won. It's huge how you guys were talking about how good the goaltending has been in recent, right? And then again, it just seems like, can we ever, for like 1 month, have all three parts of the game gel at the same time? Goaltending, defense, and offense. Can we do that? Because if we can, that's going to be prime. You had said something in the text about, I don't remember the last time we scored 4 goals. Like, no, I think it's a very, very, very long time. Like,
yeah, I really do. I should have checked that.
There was a stat on the other game about just scoring 3 goals, wasn't it? And it was.
Yeah, they haven't. I mean, the offense has been a complete desert. I mean, it's been so dry. So the fact that now they're kind of snapping out of it, this is huge. So let's see real quick. I'm going to just check the last time that we scored 4 goals in a game. All right. So let's see.
That's in November 28th.
Is that really what you're saying?
That's what he's saying.
Well, the last time we scored 4 goals was actually the Washington game that we lost, right? No, they scored 4. We scored 3. All right, so let's see. The last time that we scored 4 goals was December 13th against Anaheim. It was a 4-1 win. So it's
shocking to me, because the one thing that I feel like this team should be able to do is still keep up the goals, because they can play that kind of freewheeling style and maybe abandon some defense a little bit if they wanted to, just to put up some numbers. So it's really weird that that's the part of the game that has gone dry for a while. But then you watch these last 2 and it's really easy to fall into, hey, they're back on track.
Yes, it is.
Don't know that they are completely, but when you look at the last 2, you can easily say that. And then if they are, and they put something together, and maybe for the benefit of ease to the playoffs, they're still going to need a streak, right? Oh, yeah. It don't need to be 12, 13, but there does need to be a streak in there. That'll propel you a little bit. And then maybe you can just kind of breathe and play your 625 hockey or whatever it is. But a streak would be good.
You go back to the Columbus game and they're down 2-0 going into the third. They come back, they win the game, scored 3 goals. That's great. How many times have we seen them have a big win or play a really good game and just come back and play the next game like complete dog shit? Right. So that was huge. And I was kind of expecting that today, because we all have seen this team for the last, month and a half, and that's what they've done. And they didn't do it. They kept their foot on the gas. They got the first goal, which is huge. They played a great home game. And, getting 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and then locking it down in the third, that's how you win games, man. That's how you win in this league.
Take it all the time.
Yeah. And tomorrow is the biggest test, I think, since the first couple of weeks of the season. The next 3 games, we talked about it on the last show. This game against Utah, tomorrow against Carolina, and then I think we have the Islanders and the Penguins. It might not be in that order,
Right.
but those, again, out of the 3 in a row now, 3 Metropolitan games in a row. They're 4-point games. Win them all, and then maybe I'll start coming around that. Hell, if you beat Carolina, I might start coming around.
Well, you beat Carolina, you're within 3 points of them. They have 1 game in hand. I don't know what the Islanders are up to this week, but they're sitting tied with they're 48 points. Let's assume they lose a game or 2 coming up. I mean, I really think they're the team that's going to fall out of this first.
I agree.
So, I mean, the path to getting back into that second seed it's right there in front of us. It really is. I mean, beat the teams you have to beat, play above board hockey, maybe get a little streak like we talked about, and everything should be fine. Where would they stand in a true competition for a Stanley Cup? We'll save that conversation for later on down the year, right? For now, let's just get them going right. Enjoy some hockey again. That's important.
The Islanders they lost their last game to Utah 7-2. They got absolutely lit up, and then tonight at 7, so an hour and 10 minutes from now, they play Toronto at the Island, and then they have us on the 6th. So that's Tuesday night. So that's, the Islanders can very well drop a game to the Maple Leafs. The fact that they let 7 in the other night, that's not like the Islanders. So maybe they're starting to slip a little bit.
Basically, within 2 games from now, when we play them, we would have essentially the fate in our own hands to move up to second in the division. Just like that.
And is there still a chance to win the Metro? I mean, that's I know I'm getting way ahead of ourselves because Carolina is the class of it.
We're 5 points away from them. Like I said, we lose tomorrow, then we're 7. That seems a little more daunting. I get it, but if we win, we're 3. And I just think it's too close to worry about it too much. I think that anything can happen if they get hot.
Well, I mean, Jack hasn't been, Jack is, I think the injury is still kind of nagging him a little bit and he's still trying to find his game, but just having him where he can drive play and, keep the puck in the offensive zone and stuff like that. Like he is so integral to this team. And I just hope, and I'm so nervous and I'm curious what you think. So, we have 8 guys going into the Olympics. Does that make you nervous?
Well, it's the Devils we're talking about, so sure, something's going to happen to somebody. Let's have it not be Jack or Brat,
or Nico or Timo or Markstrom.
Shit. Wait, anybody going that's lower on the totem pole?
Siegenthaler might be the one guy if you had to.
You got to take one for the team.
If
you might have to miss 4 or 5 games.
We have to sacrifice Severson. I mean Sillinger. I mean Siegenthaler, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit nervous because you've seen. I don't know, man. It's just they're healthy-ish right now. I'm fine with the Olympics. I love the Olympics. I just kind of wish. Remember the days when only Brodeur was picked for all the shit? We never really had to worry about it. Like Stevens or Niedermeyer might get into a national.
Game. A little later.
But it was always just Marty and then nobody else, which was.
And you didn't have to worry about Marty because he has a goalie. He played 78 games a year, so it meant nothing to him. Yeah.
So I'm a little bit nervous about the Olympics. I think it's awesome.
And hope that's fun too, and hope the rest of the break really works. Speaking of old times, though, I got to tell you, man, just remembering that we had a guy on this team like Mad Dog when they were talking about him. Like every team needs a Mad Dog. Every team needs a John Madden. Like
now he looks like an old dog, but
he does. Yeah. He looks kind of weird as an older guy.
Yeah, he does.
He does. But man, like the way he plays, that type of player. Like there's not a team that wouldn't want that type of player, especially going into playoffs.
No, I mean
we missed that.
Like nobody in this lineup has that skill set. I'd say probably the closest would be Connor Brown, maybe. Yeah. Being able to kill penalties and have some offensive, but Madden was a different animal, man. He was him and Pandolfo, I believe, were the best shutdown tandem in the NHL in the last 20, 30 years. I mean, they were hard to argue fantastic. Yeah.
You'd have to make a really big case as to who was better because they just gelled instantly and performed and they had a different winger with them a lot. Like it was those two that made the difference. And then just His heroics, what he was able to do in the playoffs, his clutch gene was incredible.
Yes.
You know, it really was. Yeah, I just miss guys like that. And I think what I'm really saying is I kind of miss teams like that we had that were legitimately built to win. You know,
absolutely.
We'll get there again someday.
Dubzilla, were you at the game? I'm curious because it did sound like a raucous crowd there. I mean, I actually even said to my wife, like, yes, I'm like, if we're not doing anything, maybe we should take a ride and go to the game today. I was pretty close to just heading up there and grabbing a ticket, but you know,
Derek was texting me too, saying this would have been one that would have been good to go to, just because it's the Mammoth too. I think that's cool. You know, you want to see them.
Yeah, I've never seen them.
Good. And you know, we've talked about this in previous years too. Like, it is cliche. And the Devils did start to kind of come out of their funk towards the end of the year a little bit. But that proverbial switch, man, sometimes you just need it. That it's 2026, leave it behind. I know it's stupid. It shouldn't happen, but it freaking does.
Yeah.
It just really does. There's something mentally about it, whether it's sports or anything else. That's why so many people try and usually fail for New Year's resolutions. But there's just something about putting a date on it and starting fresh. So hopefully they do that.
Just a perfect game tonight. And they played, they were all connected. They all had, you know, I can't think of a guy that had a bad game tonight. I mean, they were playing physical. They weren't getting caved in. Oh, yeah, Dubzilla was there. Yeah, that would have been a fun game to be at, man. That's awesome that you were there. You know, with the goaltending, like we said before, you know, every aspect, all phases of the game, they were connected and they didn't quit. I was worried in the third period, even with a 4-goal lead. Like, you know, we've seen leads evaporate with this team really quick. They just didn't allow it to happen. And when, you know, Utah got the goal, okay, they just locked it down. I know it was late in the third, but it was, oh God, I love Rutt's Hut. Best freaking hot dogs in the state. You don't know Rutt's Hut? It's in Bloomfield. And they have this like chili relish stuff that oh God, it's phenomenal.
I got angry thinking I was missing a bar on Edison Ave.
Nope. Rutt's Hut, hot dog joint in Bloomfield. I think there's another one, but I've only been to the one in Bloomfield. But yeah, that's a good day, man. Some Rutt's Hut hot dogs, American whiskey, and a Big Devil win. That's not bad. Yeah, see, the Jersey Ripper. He wants to know how you not know that, Bobby.
I don't know. Too many years in Pennsylvania, maybe. I just don't know.
Maybe. But you know, so tomorrow is huge. I mean, that is such a big game. I just hope that they back-to-backs make me nervous, you know, and the fact that I was nervous, actually. I thought that, you know, Allen would probably get the start tonight because they've been going back and forth. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, the fact that, you know, now Allen gets the Canes tomorrow. I love our goaltending right now. They have both been playing fucking great. So just keep it going, man.
Adds to the perplexity of this year that it just seems like yesterday we were bitching about the goaltending and specifically Markstrom, let's be honest, right? And rightfully so. Do you remember? Oh God, it was a couple weeks back now. Markstrom had an interview with a reporter who basically asked him if everything was okay. And Markstrom got a really big attitude with him. And he basically saying, well, you must be saying that I'm playing shitty, basically, is what he's saying. And I remember watching that. And I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm like, I like that you're angry. That's really cool that you're angry. Like, use that. But don't get mad at a reporter who's got the balls to ask you that because you yourself know you were playing like shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So don't make it a big deal. Be pissed. Even let him know you're pissed, but don't actually be pissed at that guy because anybody would legitimately ask that question when you're playing that far off the back of your card. And that's just the bottom line. So, you know, be a little humble, understand where you are. He admitted he knew where he was, and then just take a seat back and start over. And now here he is. You know?
Yeah, he's played great the last few games. I just you know, this week is like Dubzilla saying, this week is huge, man. If they can string together 3 more in a row and actually get this thing to 5 games in a row, like you said, I don't look at the standings. I refuse to look at the points in the standings because it just makes your fucking head spin, especially in the Metro. I just want to get into a top 2 or 3 slot and put enough distance between us and whoever's behind us to just lock that playoff berth up. And then hopefully Tom Fitzgerald can do something. Yeah, I know. But to make this team better, because something's got to get done with Kovacevic now, and Nemo, we don't know when he's coming back, but Kovacevic does look like he's ready to go. So I just think they're waiting on something to happen, a move to be made, so they can slot him into the lineup.
Well, I do have a way that they can solve some of their salary cap problem.
Okay.
I have put out an invitation to Palat for a steak dinner, and he accepted. So he's going to be over here. We're going to have a little steak. We're going to see how things go. Not making any promises, but brand new knives.
Thinking about asking him to play Jack Hughes and just slice his finger off.
Yeah, just, I'm not saying what's going to happen. I'll just, I just have a good feeling. No, I do believe that something will happen because, like you said, it has to happen.
Yeah, it has to.
So you got to figure it out, whether it's a lost leader or whatever you want to call it. Something has to happen. And then also, if the Devils actually pull through this year to the point where the writing's on the wall and they are going to make the playoffs, Tom has to do something. This is finally, this is the year you got to do it, because if he doesn't, like we've said most of the year, I don't see how an owner lets him stay next year. Like, he's got to put his stamp on something and say, hey, even if it didn't work, I went for it. That's what I'm here to do, whatever. But if we sit idly by after coming out of this funk, and if we can actually make the playoffs, he needs to make a move. I
agree. And, you have to sit down. I think you have to sit down with Dougie, and you have to convince him to waive that no trade clause. It's
easiest
the only
path out.
Yeah. And it's the only thing that makes sense. Like, he's not going to be here next year, no matter what. Right. And if that is something that you got to tell him, look, you're going to be traded at some point. I'm looking to trade you now to maybe a team that's not on your list, because, maybe we need something that team has. In the summertime, it'll be wide open, and even that 10-team trade list that he has, we'll send you there. It doesn't matter, even if it's for picks or whatever. But I don't think that they want to wait for that. But I think the writing is on the wall. Hamilton will not be on this team next year. You've got to give that money to Nemo. If you plan on signing him long term. I just hope that Nemo's not going to be the guy that gets moved and Dougie's going to stay on this team. I think it has to be Dougie, and there actually probably has to be another move made. I mean, I guess Nemo could take Colton White's spot, and then Kovacevic comes in and he'll take Hamilton's spot. I kind of like Colton White, not more than Nemec, but I think he's been playing fantastic. So I guess it's a good seventh defenseman to have.
Yeah, he's playing exactly how we need him to play. So that's good. It's going to be interesting, because all we can do is speculate over and over again. And that's getting a little tiresome, I'd rather just know and move into this. But yeah, we got a real problem coming up. So
I just wish there was more separation in this league, because even the bottom dwellers now, the guys that we were talking about a month or so ago, right? The Predators and the Flames, and these teams are now in a playoff hunt. So they're not going to be so keen to be moving off guys. So the price probably got a lot higher if there's a guy that Fitzgerald really wants.
Yeah. So again, if there's a guy that Fitzgerald really wants, I think what you're going to see is it's not going to be a rental move. It's going to be that proverbial hockey trade we keep talking about to get it done, because money has to move. A player might have to move, maybe a dimensional player that we have more than one of, quote unquote, to change something up. That might be the only path out of this, because you're not just now renting a player, especially if we don't have the cap space. I know you get more as the season goes on, depending on how your books work out, but that's what I think. I still think that it has to come from more than just, we're going to give you some futures and something and get this rental. I think it's going to be more of a termed player.
Oh, I hope so. But I can see three guys that probably are on the block. Not saying that all three of them are going to get traded, but I do think that your bait is Mercer, Hamilton, and Nemec.
Yeah. Sure. Again, Mercer's just an interesting study, right? Because why he's so valuable in a trade package, because he's a good NHLer on a good contract that also favors us. I saw something the other day about talking about, maybe it was even Tim's for all I know, about talking about what Mercer isn't, essentially that, he's not really that 30 goal scorer, and maybe we're waiting for him. I still don't believe that. I believe we just have a good mid-level hockey player on a good contract, and teams need that. So I guess that means if we got rid of him, fine, because you can kind of replace it easier than some other positions. But at the same time, not everybody can get $8-9 million a year. So
No.
it's still an interesting problem to have. And like anybody, you want your young guys to last. You want to see Nemo come up and be a part of this team, but sometimes they got to go again for the right person. Like, I don't want to overreact because they didn't get Quinn and then go and get some other, defenseman, for example, and throw Nemo in there because we tried to save face. Like, I don't want that. Like, it had to have made sense.
And I mean, did you see what Quinn Hughes did last night?
I did not.
4 points. Every time I see his stat line, I just get sick to my stomach. Like, oh, Jesus, Fitz, how do you blow that one?
Yeah.
But yeah, Devil Heaven, welcome, man. Yes, it was a great win, and Happy New Year to you. Tony just texted he will be on in a couple of minutes. So
he's got to put his makeup on.
Yeah, I think he's got to do his hair.
Tie his hair back.
Yeah, Tony. Surprised he's awake. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning there. So,
but as soon as he's done shaving his legs, he'll be right on.
I know. I can't wait to see him. His nice shaven legs. Yeah. But yeah, this is big. And the fact that, like, okay, 2 in a row tomorrow to me is the big one. That is the big one. And it's not so much that I feel like you have to win. Like, you just have to hang, in my opinion. Like, this has got to be a good, hard-fought game. We can't be down 3-0 in the first, and there's no way of catching back up. Like, just hang with them. Hang with them. Score when you can. I think Buffalo lit them up the other night. Buffalo's been playing out of control. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Coming out of this, and with the 2-game winning streak, if we beat them, this is a big catapult area.
Yes.
You can now seriously see how things could line up. If we don't beat them, we're really no worse for wear than where we've kind of been for this season. It's a little bit up, a little bit down. And there's still plenty of time. But it does feel like a win here can maybe make them feel, hey, wait, we can do this. We're supposed to be sitting on top of this league. Let's go be those players and do it. Where a loss just feels like a little more of the same this year. So I do put a lot more weight on it than I normally would for a regular season game. I just think it's a difference. This is the mentality. Like, this is the mentality the team has to have, that this game has to be won.
Yeah.
And from here on out, quite frankly. But
especially against the team that for the last 2 times you've been in the playoffs have knocked you out, that they embarrassed you in opening night this year. Looked like a lot more of the same. Yeah, Montreal won at Carolina 7-5 the other night. Goal attending optional. But so
I like what Devil Heaven's saying there too. Honestly, this team feels different. It does. Right now, it does.
Today felt like, the Devil team that we saw early on, and it's, I know a lot of it has to do the fact that the guys are back and we're actually healthy, with the exception of the 2 defensemen we talked about already, but we're pretty healthy and the big guy showed up, and that's huge. When you're getting scoring from, just Connor Brown and Gritzuk and Glass in that third line, like, it's not enough. Like, we need Brat, Nico, Timo, Dougie when he's here for however long he's here. But it was nice to see Dougie Hamilton play a really good game, because he has been playing so shitty. And it really did look like for the last couple of weeks that he just didn't give a shit anymore.
I noticed still a little hesitancy in his game to me. And I guess maybe I'm just comparing him to Dougie of old, and maybe that's not fair. Just something about his shot on a couple occasions looked a little more tentative. Maybe a couple pass opportunities. I can't put it all together. It was just during the course of this game, even though he had the goal and a check, I believe they said, and it's played a better game. It seems like his confidence maybe is still shot.
Well, I agree. The 5-on-3, he had a couple of opportunities and he didn't let it fly. And,
and that's not Dougie. He would always
but that was a fucking snipe and a half, man.
It was. And the other ones were like half slappers.
Yeah.
And I was just, it was just kind of felt in between. That's all. Listen, I want him to come out of it for a million reasons. Number one, if he's a Dougie of old, that's great for our team. Number two, if we really need a path to get rid of him, it's certainly going to help if he starts firing on all cylinders again.
Yep.
Either way, it's a win for us. So of course we want Dougie, and he's a good dude. It's just the writing on the wall is saying you're the logical man out.
Yeah. Yep. Now, for this team to get better, he's got to move on. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on Devil Heaven. Like, thanks, Dougie, but time to go. I'm with you. But yeah, Jake Allen playing tomorrow night. I'm much happier seeing him in that against Carolina than Markstrom. Even though at this point, the way Markstrom's been playing, I'm fine with either one.
Yeah, but it's one less ghost to worry about. Like, because Markstrom's been in the net when we've been defeated, right? And now Allen might have lost a game to them or whatever too, but there is this like hex against us with Carolina that, as older Devil fans, I've felt since 2006. Some of our younger Devils fans, just maybe the last few years, and I hate it. Like, I hate them. I did for a team that we barely care about. That's relatively far away. Like, boy, I hate them a lot.
So wait, David Chimes is saying the Canes are playing the Avs tonight in Raleigh and then have to come up to play us tomorrow night. Well,
that's good news.
Yeah, I mean it's
when so here comes the Devils losing 8-0.
Hey man, any team that goes up against the Avs the next day, having a game the next day is not easy. So
I'm not scoreboard watching like you. In fact, when I turned on my other computer today and like looked at the standings, I was still on like December 18th or something, right? So I don't really look, but about a week ago, I saw Colorado's record. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I knew they were good, but I was like, that's not fair. Like
they just don't lose.
No, it's and Blackwood is in net. I'm like, this is not right.
The only thing I'll say is, how many times do we see teams that have great regular seasons, no adversity to speak of, basically blow through the opposition like it's warm butter, and then they get to the playoffs, and the first time they stub their toe, they start to fall apart.
Yeah.
So I would much rather have a team, maybe second or so in your division, kind of working out your kinks, going through some shit during the regular year, kind of like we are going through and hopefully crawling out of, and you become closer as a team. You start working harder for each other and you start putting it together. This is the time now. It's, you got 2 months and then the Olympics. You got a nice, I think it's 3-week break, something like that, close to a 3-week break, and then 20 something games to finish it out. I'd much rather kind of, hey, Tony, welcome, buddy. What's up?
Yeah, I tell you, I'm sober right now, but how we doing?
You're sober?
No.
I can't
I'm the complete opposite of that right now, actually.
Good
it's been a long evening.
Great.
At the household. So how you guys doing?
Good, man.
Good. Reminiscing about the game and maybe feeling a little optimistic today, right? And, guys, I wanted to tell you a little story. There once was this team called the St. Louis Blues. Look it up. They were an NHL franchise. At one point, they were last in the league. They came all the way back, got into the playoffs, and won the Stanley Cup. So there's hope for anybody. I got to look up that team, see what happened to them. But, this is true. It's hockey of lore.
What do you think, Tone?
I mean, of course, I'm excited tonight. Was a nice little game. Felt like we were, powering it. Of course, I've had a lot of tequila tonight, but besides that, I'm not gonna lie. I probably shouldn't be on here right now. I was hanging out with some buddies.
Well, I've had my day. You go ahead and have yours.
There you go.
Drunk Tony, the floor is yours.
Again, like as I always say, we all know there's things that have to be done. If they're not done, we're only going to get so far. But tonight was nice, man. It was good to see the team have a dominant little win there, and I don't know. It was a good. What's tonight? Saturday.
Yes. Well, for
Saturday
you, it's
night.
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, yes, 1:11 a.m. And so Bobby, it's good to see you, by the way, brother. I miss you.
So the Devils play later on tonight for you.
Yes. I'll be watching that too.
Yeah, that's. I'm so looking forward to that game tomorrow night or tonight if you're in Lithuania. But so what'd you do tonight, Tone?
Had a couple of guys over from this couple of these bands over here that I'm friends with, and we drank a lot of hey, what's up there, Snow? Yes, it's very true. Unfortunately, I don't drink very much either, but tonight was definitely a tequila evening in Lithuania.
I don't drink much. I'm going to ease into it with a tequila night.
Yeah, tequila.
Forget the beer.
I'm kind of Mexican, if you can't tell. So we went with the tequila and watch some old 80s videos, watch some Devils hockey, and do what we do at an old man's house and here. But it was a good night, man. Like I said, it was good to see the Devils win. It's good to see Markstrom play well. I as you guys know, Chris, especially you as a sports fan, I've had a rough year, so it's good to see some positivity. Where it's going to lead, I don't know. Maybe the tequilas make me feel a little more optimistic than it should, but tonight was a fun night.
I think that this is the way they need to play, and they played this way. They can hang with anybody. I mean, they weren't giving up a lot of odd man rushes, and Utah can fly up and down the fucking ice. And this is not a slow team. I mean,
I hate that fucking name though. I can't help it. I hate it. I fucking think it's ridiculous. I hate it. I don't know. I just picture a big obese woman in spandex. I don't know what it is. I mean,
no, Jace, no, it's not. Weed is not legal in Lithuania.
No, and it's very bad here too. I could tell you. I mean, it's like 1980s over here when I pick up my stash. I mean, and the prices are outrageous. Can't wait to get to Florida in February. And
why? You should start dealing.
Dude, I'm paying. How much money okay, so if I don't get arrested here by saying this, like I said, I'm probably putting myself on total. So right now, for say a quarter, right, which is like 7 grams, say 7 or 8 grams here, paying like $1.50 in euros, which is about $1.70 in US dollars. So I'm totally getting. Yep. And it's not very good. It's very like it's 1980s seedy high school weed, but beggars can't be choosers. So
how long would it last you?
I bought a quarter like 2 weeks ago, and I'm almost done with it.
Okay,
it's because I'm smoking it like cigarettes.
Not sustainable.
Yeah, I just drive about 2 miles south, and I have 2 dispensaries right there. And then if I want to get back home, the Delta stuff, like the synthetic shit, I just go right up the road to the 7-Eleven there, or not. It's not 7-Eleven anymore, but whatever it is, and I buy those. So.
It is all regs here. I see what Snow's saying. It's total, dude. It's work. Like I said, I think I'm just smoking it as cigarettes. I don't even know if it's doing much, but when I get back to Florida, the first thing I do is hit a dispensary. And
is it legal in Florida?
Nobody gives a shit anymore. I had a medical card, which I still have.
Oh, so it's medical is legal there.
Yeah, you're paying like $2.75 for the card. They're banging you over. But I had a card there for the last 2 times I visited. I don't care what anybody says. The nice thing about the dispensary is you always know what you're getting. 7-Eleven weed gross. Yeah.
Yes.
It's always decent here. It's really, to be honest, as an 80s kid, it really is like the $10 seed dime bags you'd buy back in the day from the guys in the ponchos in high school. That's pretty much what it is. It's garbage.
I've never gotten flour from any of the dispensaries. I've just only gotten edibles.
I have. It's good.
Yeah, I've never gotten it because I first of all, it's freezing friggin' cold out, so I don't want to go outside and smoke. And I hate smelling like it, I mean, my kids are older. I'm not going to walk into the house reeking of fucking weed, so I just eat my gummies. That's it.
So were we just like the fortunate generation where it just happened to line up that like it was really cool mathematically that like a nickel was $5 and a dime bag was $10, and now that shit's all blown out of proportion?
There's no more nickels and dimes. Does anybody sell that anymore?
No. I think an eighth would be the smallest that you're gonna get. And
when was the first time you guys smoked? I'm just gonna mention the last name. No one will understand this but you guys. But there was a legend, in my opinion, back when I was in high school named Shabuel. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Much love to this dude, man, in his fucking Camaro with the ponytail. The man, first man I ever smoked weed with.
Okay.
And Bobby used to get pissed at me for smoking weed back in the day. I remember this. You'd be like,
a little uptight.
What are you, a log? You use some terms that were not politically correct these days to me. But yeah.
I'm not uptight like that anymore. I just don't do it. But.
That was my first time with Shabuel, and I remember the first time I didn't get high. The second time I was wasted, going to buy mint Snapples from fucking like the Wawa down the street. But when was the first time you guys got high? Bobby, I don't know if you ever got high, actually, so it's a good question.
Yeah, of course I have. And my story is actually quite something. It was when I had moved to Florida, and I have an older brother, 3.5 years older, and we went to a park with a bunch of people at a picnic table. So this is the very first time I ever hit any, and we're just passing around joints, but there were 2 going around. So at one point I'm at the head of the table with both, and I only have that one speed, right, on or off. So I'm just going, I'm doing the best I can, dude. I started riding my bike back to the house, like
without
flashes,
the seat on.
eyes closed, eyes open, street light, nothing. Don't know how I got home. Next thing I know, the biggest blinding light ever was me opening the fridge. Don't know how I got there. Just probably so stupid. I'm probably going to chug the milk instead of like water, right? Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Next thing I know, I'm just getting shook by my brother's like, "How you doing?" I was like, apparently I had been asleep a very long time. I was nasty. So that was my first experience. As you can tell, I did not ease into it, and therefore,
We're not a fan.
I didn't really stick with it. While I lived in Florida for those 3 to 6 months, I did partake quite a bit, but also, that's when we were getting in rumbles, scamming cars. I went to school like 13 days in 4 months.
Wow.
Started failing everything.
You were a greaser.
Yeah, dude, definitely. Yes, that's exactly what it felt like. I was a fucking greaser. So that's when, like, finally
The
got
outsiders,
the report card.
baby.
Yeah, my mom was like, "What's going on?" That's when I was like, "I just got to go back to Jersey. I can't handle this lifestyle." I mean, I was drinking, smoking. I was 13 years old. I was all over the place, dude. I think I stopped myself at the right time.
I smoked so much. I remember Chris, when do you remember, again, I'm not going to mention your last names. No one, I remember remember Wade and stuff. I remember eating mushrooms and watching that dude dive off the seaside boardwalk face first into the cement and shit like that.
He was a
like,
fucking idiot.
Fucking crazy. When's the first time you smoked weed?
The first time I smoked pot was 7th grade. My sister was a freshman in high school, and all her friends, like, we were all skaters, and we'd always hang out in front of my house and skate and stuff. And it was my buddy Pat, who lives in Chicago now. Well, I don't know, it's my buddy. I probably wouldn't even recognize him if I saw him. My other buddy Sean, who still lives in town. Pat's brother Bob was couple of years older than him. I think he was a senior when Pat was a freshman. He was a huge deadhead, and he was, just like Shabuel, right? I mean, they were basically the same guy, but one was older. And he gave Pat some, and we went out in my backyard and we rolled some joints and we smoked them. And I don't think I felt anything the first time.
First time
and then, and then the second time was like shortly after we did it again. And I just remember like getting really high, going in my room, putting on MTV, and Paradise City video came on from Guns N' Roses, and all I heard was the bass line, the whole thing. Like, it was just so pronounced, the entire bass line. I was just like, this is awesome. Like, I never heard this before. It was like a whole new song for me. So yeah, that was when I realized the wonders of marijuana.
I have a memory of you, Chris, which I know we'll get back to Devils hockey here in a second. And Bobby had the out of all of us, Bobby probably had the coolest car. I don't know, with the T-tops.
Real quick, because Devil Heaven says, do you guys remember
years.
the 5.0 IROC? And I was going to mention Bobby's 85 Trans Am.
I said bitching that thing for many years.
87.
I was Bobby's girlfriend for many lonely years in that car, driving up the Seaside Strip, I mean.
But that was an IROC, right? Italian reject out cruising. That's what we used to call it.
I think I was like 1 year younger than you guys. Like, Bobby picked me up from high school sometimes as I was getting out. But
we're at the driving when you were living with your grandma or the old people.
Yes, Silverton at Holiday City, man. And
they always
killing birds.
I
remember Chris. Like, I'll never forget this. I tell my wife this story sometimes. Like, I have these memories, of Chris's place. I lived in Chris's basement because I was a total loser back in the day. My family totally ditched me out. It was a cool basement, man. Your mom was awesome. I still hear her voice in the back of my head. And, love the woman. And your dad was cool, and everyone was cool to me. But I'll just never forget. I don't know if we were fucked up one night, but I just remember Chris and fucking Look What the Cat Dragged In from fucking Poison. And Chris is fucking word to word singing this in the basement. And that's all I'll say. And it's a memory burnt in my brain, Yeah, like it's totally, good days, man. I remember from Chris's basement, and Claude Lemieux scoring the fucking goal off the fucking back wall and shit like that. There's some of my fondest memories.
95.
So. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was a cool basement.
Yeah.
I came home from work one night, and I got dropped off, and I was like 17. Somebody dropped me off. We were partying like after work. It was at the bars, and I was fucked up, and I got home and I ordered Domino's, and then I went down in the basement and I passed out. And next thing I knew, like, my father literally threw a whole fucking Domino's pizza on me. I was laying on the couch, and he was like, "Next time you fucking order pizza, stay awake for
Dude,
it."
Your dad was great. So, Chris, here's one memory before we get back to hockey here is, what do you remember? Like, what is the key? Like, I always think about the Eddie Clark bachelor party. What is the one thing you remember that bachelor party? Because I just remember a string. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, well, the chick that did have the tampon hanging out, and
the fucking dancer.
Other thing that I remember is Eddie getting butt naked, and Tommy. Remember Tommy the pie guy, Tommy the pizza guy,
and his girlfriend, whatever her name was, Betty or something.
Beth. And
Rough.
Tommy looks at him, and Eddie's butt naked, and he goes, "How the fuck did you get your wife pregnant with that thing?" And I just remember cracking up. Like, that was the funniest fucking thing in the world. But yeah, the chick with the string, that was disgusting.
The dancer with the string. I mean, I still probably would have taken it at that age, but I mean, it was pretty gross. But yeah, so how about those Devils?
Yeah, let's get back to
As
hockey.
Ace would say, how about those Devils?
I tell you, man, I am so happy that they've strung together 2 in a row. It just goes to show you how bad this team has been that we're getting happy about 2 wins in a row. But this is now the time, man. They gotta put it together. They got the next 3 games are fucking huge. They're all Metropolitan Division games. You gotta go out and get 8 points, man, or 6 points rather. Sorry, my math is terrible. So yeah, 2 times 6 is 2 times 3 is 6. I got you. So yeah, this is huge. No. Jason was asking if you pulled the string.
No, I probably would have back then. I don't know. I was pretty desperate, I think, man. I was looking, but
I don't think you want to go near that.
I think we're all just looking at each other like, I don't know what's going on here, but
yeah, because we were also really young, so like we were
Yes.
kind of on the outskirts. Like they wouldn't let us kind of like, I don't know. Like I felt like that was like, okay, you guys can watch, but
you can't pull the string.
You can't pull the string, right?
Chris, that was our first. If you remember, that was our first. I don't know about yours, but that was my first bar fight too, working at that place. Remember that? I don't know if you remember. The chick was dragging the guy around by his penis over by the bar. There was a big brawl, and me and you hopped over the bar. I don't know if you remember any of this.
I remember lots of
I ever
fights
got in
there.
a fight.
I don't remember that one specifically right now, but I mean,
I was gonna say, if you're trying to jog Chris's memory by saying when he had to jump over the bar to fight somebody, you got a little too many in there.
Chris demanded that bar, though. I tell you what. I mean, I worked many nights with. I always say, man, me and Chris saw the great change of Tom Brady and Bledsoe back then on a Monday night football game. We were working that Monday night in the winter on the boardwalk, but Chris controlled that bar, man. Like people had respect for Mr. fucking Chris on the spinning those pies,
No longer working bars.
No, we had our boss always telling us off over the fucking loudspeaker. Remember that? He was like, we had these loudspeakers, Bob. You probably remember by the cook stations. He was telling us we were dipshits and all these things while we were working. It was great.
True. One quick story. Do you remember the dude? I don't know if you were there, the guy Rusty that worked there years ago. He had a hearing aid. He was like 17 years old and he had a fucking hearing aid.
Yes, I do believe I do remember Rusty.
And he was a really nice guy, but we always fucked with people all the time. So one day it was kind of slow. It was summertime. And I said, "Hey, Rusty, go to the arcade next door." I said, "Grab the ladder and the watering."
I do remember this.
The watering pot and water all the plants in the dining room. So all the plants are plastic, right? So he's on the fucking ladder and he's fucking watering them. And all of a sudden Eddie goes on the intercom and he's like, and the whole place can hear him. "Rusty, what the fuck are you doing?" And all you had to do was talk back. And he's like, I'm watering the plants. He goes, "They're fucking plastic, you fucking idiot. Put the goddamn ladder back and get back to work." And I'm fucking cracking up.
Dude, this guy would yell at us, Bobby. He would we would be in the middle of a full Seaside Heights rush and this guy, "You fucking idiots coming." This guy would be yelling at us, cursing over. Who was the with the dude with the mustache, the little Polish dude downstairs, or the little I can't remember his fucking name, but we would get yelled at all the time. But like I said,
this is why I only visited you guys from the other side of the counter for a slice and a Q.
Yeah, Bobby would come
25, man.
Yep.
My grandfather used to come. My grandfather used to come see us and get a piece of. I mean, this is some of the special memories in my heart. Actually, my grandpa would come see us and stuff.
We were working with this dude Dave one night, and Tony. We had the guy hopped over the counter to sweep the dining room, and he takes like this brand new broom and he starts sweeping. And Tony's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And Dave looks at him. He's like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Dude, those brooms are brand new. Eddie's gonna be pissed if you fuck them up. You got to use the other side." This dude spins the broom over. He's using the fucking handle and he's sweeping in the fucking cracks of the tile.
It's the last time I had pull ever in my life. Now my kids just disrespect me all the time. Yeah, they were great times though. You think back on how miserable we saw OJ Simpson get chased in the fucking Bronco on the boardwalk.
Yeah,
I mean, you look back on it, and we saw obviously. Again, speaking of Devils, we saw some great years in New Jersey. We got to be a part of all that, but 5 top bands of all time. Jesus Christ, that's a hard one. Devils heaven. But yeah, no, I mean, hey, look back now, man. It was a great time. It was before social media, and I tell you what, we had some, Chris, Bobby we had some great times all together. So
Tony's definitely drunk. He's getting very nostalgic.
I'm a little
All right.
sentimental right now.
Yes, you
About to
are.
bring my
All right.
kids in here and
I-
look at some pictures.
I think we bored enough people. So
Yeah,
here's
so-
the thing.
But Devils are great game tonight.
Are they gonna make a move? And
No.
who do you guys want to see? Is there anybody off the top of your head that you would like to see on this team? Because
I'll let
not
you go
for me,
first.
not particularly. I don't know of any particular big fish that I feel we absolutely need right now. I just feel like there's kind of has to be maybe a series of moves, some less significant than others, that help to just kind of change the culture. You know, a player or two that brings a different dynamic, still getting a little harder on the puck, those types of things. So I don't know exactly who it's going to be, but when the trade talks start to heat up, we'll be able to, dig into that more and see some names that might be available.
has anybody seen what Steven Stamkos has been doing in Nashville?
Yeah, and that's why I don't think you're getting them.
You're probably right because of that, but seeing what he's done this last 7 or 8 games, I love Kadri too.
Okay.
I would take him in a heartbeat.
Give up something good for him though. Like now, go. Who's it going to be?
Yeah, like a
That's-
guy
that's-
like Stamkos, a guy like Kadri. More so like Kadri, his play, right? The way he is, he's physical. He's always in the net front. He's a pain in the ass to play against. Like, I like that. This team needs that. And then you have a guy like Stamkos. I like him just because that shot, and I just think that him and Jack can probably work some magic together. And the fact that he's a fucking leader. And that's another thing. I feel like this team in that dressing room could definitely use the voice of a guy like Steven Stamkos. So those two guys, I would be absolutely fine with.
I'm a big Stamkos guy, man. I watched him play. I mean, again, I'm not a Lightning fan, but I did see them many games. And when I was living in Tampa, met Stamkos several times. Great fucking dude. Great, just a hockey guy. Just a guy that when you meet him, you just like him. I think he's a skilled player. And I think his wisdom, the problem is you can't pay him. You got to figure out something money-wise. But, I wouldn't mind seeing him, man. I think would be an addition, especially just mentally. Maybe it'd be good for Palat, too, to have him there. I don't know unless we get rid of him. But I like Stamkos, man. I can't really say anything bad about him, Again, you can't pay him. Obviously, you've got to figure out money-wise. But, as of, like, a good influence on this team, I don't see how he could be a negative, man. I just see like only a benefit to this this team right now.
I agree. Kadri has he's a $7 million AAV through the 28-29 season. So you would be getting him. He's a little bit older, and you'd be getting him for 3 years at $7 million a year. Which the $7 million is not terrible with the way that the cap's going up. And Stamkos is. Let's see. He's an unrestricted free agent. What the hell is this? No, that's all right. So
2 pricks.
$8 million a year through 27-28. So you got him for a couple of years too. So both of these guys would be longer term. I don't know if you really would want. I mean, Stamkos in 2 years, how productive is he going to be? Yeah. But for this team right now, those are kind of the two guys that I'm leaning towards.
Well, yeah, I mean. Someone said, like, what do we need? Like, for me, since it's not going to be like a Quinn Hughes type thing, right? Like, we need a finisher and a prick. Tony, you just said 2 pricks. 2 pricks are always great, too. I think we need like a real finisher. And maybe that is Stamkos in his current role, right?
There's
and
2
Coleman,
pricks.
I love Coleman. I'll take him back anytime.
Cairo and Coleman, that would be what you want.
Yep, that would be perfect.
Coleman hurt
because
when he left too.
We're so excited about the 2 wins that we saw today. And Chris, we started the show talking about look at the big guys stepping up. So Timo Meier, and it's not picking on Timo Meier again. I like Timo Meier as a player. What do you get? His 12th today, right? And we're heading almost into Timo Meier months, right? A couple months from now, where he's going to heat up. But that's not what I'm talking about. Like he's not a ton of goals type of guy. Like just a natural, pure finisher would go a long way with this. Like you're envisioning Stamkos, Chris, because like with Jack, finishing with Jack. Well, if that's the case, fine. Like anybody that can come and finish more routinely would really go a long way with this team. And then, playoff pricks, man.
I mean, would Stamkos automatically become the Devils' best shooter? I mean, I think he might. He might be right up there. I mean, we don't have pure goal scorers on this team, and Steven Stamkos is one of them. like Jay Snow saying, Kadri and Coleman, like if you could make a fucking deal, with Calgary for that, I would do it. And Jordan Kyrie's name was being brought up. I really like Jordan Kyrie's game, but I think is that kind of a hat on a hat with this team. He's not. He's a very good goal scorer too. I mean, he can definitely shoot. But to me, it's like another fast, smaller winger to play. He doesn't have that, that grittiness that we need and stuff. So like, as much as I do like Kyrou, I just think he's probably not the guy for now that we need now. If we lost a guy like Bratt or something like that, and you brought a guy like Kyrou in, okay, you're replacing it. But to make this team a lot better, I don't know how much that moves the needle.
I don't see too, like I saw someone mention it earlier. I don't see how we don't make a decent, if we make any kind of move that's significant, I don't see how Mercer's not involved in that move. I just don't see it. I think that's just kind of, hey, I bought a Mercer jersey, it sucks, but I feel like that is one of the pieces that will be in that because, I don't see a way to get around it.
I had said to Bob earlier, I think the three guys that are going to be dangled in front will be, and it might be one, might be none, might be all three, is Hamilton, Mercer, and Nemec, I think would be the three.
Chris and I spent some time on this earlier before you got on, Tony, too. But then the other thing that Mercer brings is the ability to make a package more attractive. If we're trying to move off of something that isn't quite working for us and the numbers aren't matching up, putting in a guy like Mercer, who's got talent and a good contract, sweetens the deal. So it is another way to kind of get a little bit more of what you're looking for. If somebody's refusing to retain salary or do whatever, and you go with a Mercer, they're all conversations. So he's got a lot of value to us in both just playing assets and what other teams perceive of him.
Yeah.
I just wish they would do something sooner than later because obviously we all know the price goes up as it goes on. And
but the thing is that Fitz doesn't do anything.
No.
Soon.
But wouldn't it feel like if he did it now, wouldn't you feel like I'd feel like he's doing something for the team more than force at the last second? Like, do it now, make us feel that, hey, you get it too. Like you
believe in him.
Like what us bozos who are like whatever, working at regular jobs realize like just we need this now. We can't wait.
It would also show me that he's actually got his finger on the pulse of not just this team, but the NHL, because this is a different year. Yeah. All the teams are so freaking close. Like you could start playing well and think everything's fine and maybe assume the playoffs, but the points are going to stay pretty tight. So if ever there was a year to do it earlier, to show
when did Florida do it last year?
Get some points, this is the year.
When did Florida start doing it? Like way early last year.
They got Marchand at the deadline. So,
but someone who did it was it who?
Colorado,
was it Carolina, right? Acted like.
They went early and they got Ranton in, and then they by the trade he was there for like a month or so. So it was like a month before the trade deadline, and then you had the Avalanche, whose goaltending was completely shit last year in the beginning of the year. I think it was Grubauer. I don't even know who their backup was, and they got rid of both of them and brought in Blackwood and Wedgwood. But
that's what you want to see is prior, like it makes you feel like not last minute where you're going to pay out the ass or something.
And it does show that he believes in the team. All right, guys, it's tight. The points, like you said, Bobby, are going to be hard to come by, but I believe in you, and I'm going to do what I can to bolster this lineup and help this team make it over to the next step there. Now, somebody had mentioned about, Collect Records said, you're going to have to move Mercer just to fit in Covey. Yeah, like we talked about, like something has to get done. And I think that's the only reason why he's probably not Seth Jones came in last year, I think at the deadline too for Florida from Chicago. But, you're going to have to do something. And I think that's probably why Kovacevic might not be, he's not on the roster right now. And I think that's just because of the salary cap issues. Like he painted himself right into a corner. And you guys also mentioned Winnipeg. I mean, look, they want to send us Kyle Connor or Scheifele. Yeah, sure. Whatever the hell you want. I'll take either one of them. But I don't know who else is on that team to really, if you're going to pick apart. I mean, I don't know. Who did we trade Toffoli to when it was Winnipeg, right?
Yeah.
It was. So
what did we get for?
I have no idea. I don't even think we got anything for him. But I don't know.
I like Toffoli too. That was someone, that was I guess, not surprised to see him go, but I did like Toffoli.
Yeah, I want to see Kovacevic back in too.
Mhm.
I think we definitely could use him, and yeah, we talked about that earlier, Jay Snow. Like, yes, you have to sit Dougie down at some point and just be like, look, man, you have to go. You have to waive this no trade clause. I mean, I don't know what you can do other than that. Just sit him, and force him out, and that's just can cause a lot of anxiety in the dressing room and shit. I don't know. I don't want to go down that road.
Not good
I wanna
optically for the team either for future considerations who would want to come here. You don't want to shake it out that way.
People
But
keep bringing up the Donoff. I forgot this guy's on the fucking team.
I gave up on him. Yeah, don't bring him up. And
Completely forgot he's on the team. Like, what are we going to do with that guy?
well, he's only $1 million, right? So
Yeah, but I mean, where are you going to, or is he going to play for us this year? Or is this going to
Nah.
be, I don't know.
that's why we're losing so much. Damn it.
Yeah, we don't have the Donoff. I just want to read what Collect Records is saying here. Yes,
Remember, I lived in Holiday City in Silverton for fucking 6 months.
Yeah, and
My
then
grandmother lived over there.
we'd see you in school the next.
Remember when I
What'd you do
brought that
last
up on
night,
this
Tony?
show 20 minutes ago?
I was
Yeah,
racking up
I know.
old ladies I was nailing.
Tony would be like, heard 7 ambulances last night come through the neighborhood.
Yeah, it
like,
was
people dying all the time.
God's
So,
waiting room.
yeah, dude, see Collect Records, you left Silverton, man. That would have been awesome. We all could have been you'd be doing the podcast with us,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you, Jay Snow. McEwen is the guy I really want back. I think this guy is really going to fit in and bring something to this team if he can play more than a game without being out for 30. But I like him.
Devil's
know.
Heaven shitting over a guardrail like usual.
That's all he does. That's all he ever does. He needs a diaper, Devil Heaven. But all right, anything else you guys want to talk about?
I don't know. I got on here late, man. I didn't realize you're already 56 minutes in here.
I texted you when we started.
No, it was crazy. I was like, I'm sure they won't be listening to the show. When you have guests and you have shit to do, and
they
you're like,
won't leave.
okay, it's time to move, but you can't get everyone's hugging and saying goodbye, and then so it's
another conversation starts up, and then everyone's standing around with their jackets on for another 20 minutes while you have the talk.
I'm like, fuck, I need to get on this hockey. And then we had the hockey game on, so yeah, it was knocking the thing out of here. But yeah, it was one of those nights, so I apologize that I was late, guys. I tried
to smart Irish invented the Irish goodbye, man. They just right out the door.
Yeah, Dark Man. Just
I will say, for me, maybe a first-round pick after this week.
No, I think it's definitely. I mean, are you locked in on the number 1 pick?
No, I think we still have to do it. We have to lose, obviously. Which I mean,
Kansas City,
I would say that we're definitely going to lose, but I just never know because it's like the Vegas. But we have no starters pretty much playing for the most part. Crosby's out. I'm ready for a new quarterback, man. It sucks to root against your. I think we've talked about this before, I'm sure, but it's kind of tough when you got to root against your team. I won't say it out loud, but yeah, dude, it's time to lose.
No, they're that bad.
Yeah,
you root the hell against that team, dude. What are you talking about?
Bobby, I haven't enjoyed, even when the Raiders suck, I enjoy football. And Chris knows, because Chris has probably felt the same with the Vikings this year. He had a couple better times than me, but I have not enjoyed any football. It has been almost like a chore to sign on to watch the game and watch them.
And I know how brutal it is because even when you realistically know the math wouldn't line up for your teams in other sports, there's still a lot of it left. So you at least watch with some interest. When you know you're out of it in football, that's it.
Second
man.
play.
You wait all week for one game, and then within a few weeks, that's a terrible feeling.
And we all get excited too. All of us football fans, I don't care who you are, you all feel like when that beginning of the season comes that you have a chance.
You got a chance.
And I want to thank the Giants for giving an effort last week, because that was great, because we needed that. But you feel like you have a chance, and I seriously, no kidding aside, by 10 minutes in every game from the third game on of the season. I mean, it's amazing we beat the Patriots. It's unbelievable. But it has been an awful season, and they have. And Chris, if you've seen any of the Raider games, this
has been
awful.
One of the worst years I've ever seen the Raiders play.
I thought Minshew was bad.
One of the worst.
Yeah, and we got Geno comes in, and I feel bad for. I'm not a mean person at all. Hey, but man, dude, I've just never seen a team that is 4 and out constantly. unless you fumble the ball or turn it over. Just
Interceptions. That's the key.
miserable.
That's what killed you.
Yeah. I mean, just
And
miserable
you,
season.
you know, you have a 75-year-old coach. You have no quarterback.
Poor Pete
And
Carroll.
yeah, I mean, I like Pete Carroll, but you know, it might be time.
He's getting a
Might be
can.
time.
He's done. Yeah, he's getting a
Yeah,
can.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't fire him this year. I really wouldn't. Only
Fucking
because it's not
Belichick will be in there.
Belichick.
That'll
You
be next. I could be
crazy?
surprised, dude. I don't know. I mean,
You think Brady's going to allow Belichick to come
his
in? That ain't
girlfriend's like
happening.
12 at least, so we can.
Yeah, I
you
know. I
mean,
know. Maybe she can bring orange slices to the team.
Yeah, but
So-
dude, it was a rough. And Chris, like I said to you last episode, like for you guys, I feel really bad because I feel like a couple more changes, you guys could have been right. If you guys didn't do a couple things, you would have been right in it, man. But
Story of my life.
Tampa suffering, the Bucks suck this year. Like, you know, they've had a lot of problems. I think they've
They're
lost the
winning
last
right
8.
now.
Are they
They're
really?
winning right now. Yeah, if they win today, they win the South.
Wow,
If
yeah,
Carolina wins, they win the South. But
I do like Baker though. I mean, I can't help it.
I
do
like Baker too.
Yeah.
But all I care about right now is our Devils. Like that's
Yeah.
it. I want a run. I want to win the next 3 games.
3
I
big
want to,
games.
you know, that's it. I don't know. I didn't even look at the schedule past the Penguins and the Islanders, but those are the games, especially tomorrow. Like go out there, play the way you played today, capitalize on your opportunities. And, you know, it's going to be a tough game, you know, but I thought that Carolina and Vegas play a little bit of that same style with those big defenders that don't let you get in front of the net and stuff. And when we played Vegas, we played a great game and out in Vegas and being like, we all know this team is capable of winning games against really good teams. It's just these fucking mental farts that they have and they just forget how to play hockey.
That's what makes
sometimes.
it so maddening. And that's why we have to come on here and do a podcast and kind of analyze to a degree that we don't want to, because we want to be fans, but it's like shit has to be said. We don't want to be that way. We want to see them just play to their potential.
Let
Lose
Allen steal
doing
one
it.
tomorrow night. I
Love.
mean, hey, let Allen steal one. Let's get a nice fucking victory in there. Beating Carolina, I think, Chris, you said it last episode, will be huge for the morale. I mean, right now, like I said, I'm excited right now, but I'm not. I mean, tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm going to realize that we beat Columbus and that today was a good game and there's a lot bigger of a road. And as I've said a million episodes prior to the season, if we don't do anything, it doesn't matter anyway. And I do believe that, unfortunately, because I believe the unit we have right now isn't walking down the yellow brick road at the end of the day, you know? And I think that's just fact. We can all, you know, get excited and stuff, but let's just hope they beat Carolina. That's great. Let's hope Fitz does something, but there is some things that have to be done because again, with this unit, it's just not, it's not going to take you to where you need to be at the end of the day.
You're 100% right, because I think all of us would not be shocked if we just play like crap tomorrow and get our asses kicked.
Yeah, wouldn't be shocked, right? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Like
it's fucking
Devils are
5-2.
back.
5-2.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, something's got to get done because as much as I love the guys on this team, this is not the team that's going to win us our 4th Stanley Cup. I do not believe that. Yes, changes have to get made, but they're not going to get made before tomorrow's game. So just go out there. Don't be fucking intimidated from Carolina and punch them in the fucking mouth. That's what I want to see. And hopefully Jack gets back onto the scoring sheets because once he gets going, you know, that's all we need. Team will follow. So, all right, Bobby, anything else you want to share?
No, dude, I'm good. We're heading out to a Westchester Wolves game. They're the new local AAA Tier 1 team. Heading out there with a lot of my kids' hockey team are meeting up. It's the same rank. It's our rank. They're a new Tier 1 that came in about 2 years ago. So I haven't been to one yet. So they're about as close as you get to the pros. So it's gonna be a fun game. It's only like, you know, bleacher seats. It's only like 3-4 rows back. It's gonna be awesome.
Is that tonight?
Yeah, 7:30.
Nice.
Yeah. Bobby, how is it? As a hockey dad, how is it? Like, do you see like the whole, like, you know, when I coached baseball back when I was a kid and stuff, like a teenager, do you see like the hockey parents who are like extreme, and do you see like the, you know, obviously I know you're more level-headed, but
you know, mostly it's a tremendously great experience for the most part. You've got some parents, you've got one of the best players, and they're the most humble, cool parents ever. You've got other parents that are one of the best players, and my kid should be playing up here or there. You got good attitudes, you got bad attitudes, you got egos, you got it's a little bit of everything, because they're still, at the end of the day, these are 11, 12-year-olds, at least at the Pee Wee level, you know. So you're dealing with all sorts of kids, all sorts of parents, but for the most part, it's just so freaking cool. There's no sport like hockey with the way these kids gel together. Yeah, it's just freaking phenomenal, man. Like all the years we did baseball, it's nothing like this. This is like an all-year commitment with these kids, and baseball just kind of felt like, all right, your turn to hit the ball, you know. So yeah, we're super happy, and the kid's growing a lot, and the team's
That's
growing a
huge.
lot.
You know,
We're in the
he
push for the
loves it.
playoffs right now. We saw one of the assistant coaches today, right after the game that they won, and he's like, "So I looked at the schedule, and it's basically, if we beat the teams we should beat, right, we're going to make the playoffs. But it's easier said than done. But there's a few
Sure.
teams that are just quite
How many
stacked above
games
us.
are left before the playoffs start?
Not too many, because it ends the first week of February, and then the playoffs would be a round robin like the second week, like a tournament
Okay.
style. So
I
7 or
gotcha.
something like that. But yeah,
Nice.
but yeah,
All
it's
right.
awesome, dude.
How are the
That's
team
awesome.
moms, Bobby? Let's ask you the most important thing here. How's the
What's
moms
that? I can't
looking?
hear you. What?
How's the moms looking over there?
What?
All right, we're gonna wrap it up,
Yeah,
guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, guys. It's always fun. Yeah, you guys know what to do. Hit the subscribe, the alert bell, 5-star review, positive comment helps the little podcast that could. For Bobby and Tony, I'm Chris. We're the Uncle Puckers. Let's go Devils. We'll see you when we see you.
Let's go.
Peace.
It's over, Johnny. It's over!
Tim have sex with how many dudes at once?